In the golden light of early morning, the massive silhouette of a U.S. Air Force B-52 Stratofortress loomed over the runway like a steel giant awakening from slumber. Ground crews scrambled around the aircraft, making final checks on the 8 Pratt & Whitney turbofan engines that lined its colossal wingspan. The buzz of radios, the flashing of marshaller's batons, and the steady hum of auxiliary power units filled the air as every technician moved with precise urgency. Under tight security, pilots clad in full flight gear emerged from the operations building and strode toward the bomber with the steady confidence that only years of training could instill. Their visors mirrored the rising sun, hiding the resolve in their eyes as they prepared for another high-stakes mission in one of the world's most volatile regions. Inside the cockpit, the atmosphere was a mix of intense focus and calculated routine. The pilot and co-pilot ran through the pre-flight checklist, communicating in calm, clipped voices over their headsets. Behind them, electronic warfare officers and radar navigators powered up the bomber's advanced systems, readying targeting computers, secure communications, and countermeasure protocols. The B-52, though first introduced in the 1950s, had undergone countless modernizations, making it a deadly blend of Cold War resilience and 21st century technology. On this day, its payload bay was fully loaded with long-range precision-guided munitions, standing ready for any orders that might come down from Central Command. The runway, shimmering in the morning heat, became a stage for the unfolding military ballet. As the tower cleared the B-52 for takeoff, the engines roared to life with a thunder that shook the surrounding airbase. Black smoke poured from the exhausts before dissipating into the sky, marking the aircraft's slow, deliberate taxi toward the runway threshold. Fighter jets parked nearby vibrated under the force of the Stratofortress's immense power. Crew members watching from the tarmac saluted the departing aircraft, knowing that each mission carried both strategic importance and personal risk. Within moments, the B-52 began its takeoff roll, gathering speed steadily, its nose lifting gracefully until the aircraft ascended into the sky like a flying fortress unleashed. From the air, the pilots gazed down at the receding landscape, knowing they were heading toward rising tensions and unpredictable threats. Their mission remained classified, but the route suggested a show of force or worse, a preemptive strike as regional instability escalated across parts of the Middle East. Despite the heavy burden of responsibility, the crew moved with calm precision, relying on discipline and trust in their machine. For now, the Stratofortress was airborne, a silent message of deterrence, cloaked in steel and firepower its shadow, a reminder that American air power still ruled the skies, even in the face of growing geopolitical uncertainty. As dawn broke over the vast expanse of the airbase, the thunderous hum of engines reverberated through the morning mist. Rows of massive B-52 Stratofortress bombers, symbols of American air power and strategic deterrence, stood lined up on the tarmac like sleeping giants preparing for awakening. Ground crews swarmed around each aircraft, meticulously conducting pre-flight checks under strict protocols. Technicians in reflective vests inspected the landing gear, bomb bay doors, and complex avionics systems, while fueling trucks and weapons loaders worked in unison to arm the aircraft with their mission-specific payload. The atmosphere was intense, focused, and urgent, a clear sign that something significant was unfolding. Inside the cockpit of one of the lead B-52s, the flight crew moved with quiet precision. The pilot and co-pilot flipped switches, ran through checklists, and communicated in clipped, professional tones. Their faces were calm, trained to operate under pressure, yet the gravity of the mission ahead was evident in their expressions. Behind them, radar and communications officers reviewed satellite links and received final targeting updates from command centers. With tensions in the Middle East escalating, every movement was part of a finely tuned operation. Orders had been relayed with high priority. A rapid deployment toward a strategic frontier was imminent. Outside, the base's alert siren briefly wailed not as a warning, but as a signal. Within minutes, the first B-52 began taxiing to the runway, its engines roaring louder as afterburners flared into life. Heat shimmered behind the engines as the bomber rolled forward, creating waves in the cool morning air. Ground marshals stood at attention, signaling with glowing wands, clearing the path for the heavy aircraft. One by one, the bombers followed in formation, each separated by a precise interval. Dust and smoke kicked up across the runway as the powerful jets accelerated with calculated force. The scene was both awe-inspiring and intimidating, a clear reminder of the might of the US Air Force. As the B-52s lifted off into the sky, heading eastward into uncertain airspace, their departure marked more than just a military maneuver. It was a message, one of deterrence, resolve, and readiness. These aircraft, capable of delivering both conventional and nuclear payloads, were not just flying into a mission, they were flying into the heart of a geopolitical storm. Satellite feeds and military intelligence from across the region tracked their ascent, while global observers speculated on the implications. For now, the skies were clear, but the silence was filled with anticipation. The B-52s were airborne, and the world was watching.